Good morning, everyone. My name is Maranja S. Maala, and today we will discuss Lesson 8, which is about empowerment and participation. So, this lesson explains how giving employees the opportunity to share ideas and participate in decision making help improve the workplace. So, what are we waiting for? Let's start. So let's first discuss what is empowerment. So empowerment is a process that provides greater autonomy to employees through sharing relevant information and provision of control over factors affecting the job performance. So it helps remove the condition that causes powerlessness while enhancing employees' feeling of self-efficacy. So it also authorizes employees to cope situations and enable them to take control of the problem as they arise. So empowerment is the process of giving employees more freedom and authority to do their work. So it involves sharing important informations and allowing them to make decisions that affect their job. So empowerment also helps employees feel more confident and capable of handling challenges. So it also enables them to solve problems on their own and take responsibility when any situations arise. So for example, a restaurant manager allows supervisors to handle customers complain without asking for approval every time na magkakamero ng customers complain. So, if there is that customer na naka-receive ng maling order, ang gagawin ni supervisor is papalitan agad niya yung meal or mag-offer siya ng complimentary drink. So, with that, nasosolve agad ng mabilis yung problema at yung customer ay masasatisfied natin. So, while showing that the employees is trusted to make decision. There are five broad approaches that organization use to empower employees. So these approaches help employees become more confident, skilled, and motivated in their work. So number one ay helping employees achieve job mastery. So this means providing employees with training, practices, and learning opportunities so they improve their skills and perform their job confidently. It is followed by allowing more control. So employees are given the freedom to make decisions and make their work without constant supervision. So that is allowing more control. Number three, providing successful role models. So experienced employees or yung mga seasonal na employees and leader, they will demonstrate good performance so others can learn from them. Number four, using social reinforcement and persuasion. So, manager encourage and recognize employees through praise, positive feedback, and motivation to boost their confidence. And lastly is giving emotional support. So, manager or supervisors listen to employees, understand their concerns, and provide encouragement during difficult situations. So those are five broad approaches of empowerment. So let's now discuss participation. So participation is the mental and emotional involvement of people in a group activities or in group meeting. So it means employees actively contribute their ideas, efforts, and opinion to help achieve the group goals or the company goals. So they also share responsibility for the success of the team. So for example, so during a team meeting, so employees suggest ideas on how to improve their service. So the manager instead of just talking. So he or she listened to the suggestion, so everyone worked together. And everyone worked together to implement the best solution. So this is what we called participation, because everyone contribute and share responsibility for the team success or the company success. So let's now proceed to the three important ideas of participation. So participation is based on three important ideas again, and those are involvement, contribution, and responsibility. Let's first discuss involvement. So involvement means employees are mentally and emotionally engaged in their work. So they are not just physically doing the task. They care about what they are doing and actively participating. The second one is contribution. So, ano nga ba ang contribution? So, contribution means employees use their skills, idea, and creativity to help organization achieve its goal. So, nagko-contribute lahat sila. And lastly is responsibility. So ano nga ba ang responsibility? So it means that employees accept accountability for their work and help the team achieve its goal. So ina-accept nila na meron silang responsibility and accountability sa kung ano man yung trabaho o kung ano man yung binigay nilang suggestion dun sa kanilang company. So these three ideas, involvement, contribution, and responsibility, help create more productive, cooperative, and successful workplace. How participation works. So this diagram shows how participation works in a organization. So first, the organization introduced participative programs. So such as team meetings, suggestion programs, or employees involvement activities. So this next is these programs are applied to specific situations where employees are encouraged to take part. So as a result, employees become mentally and emotionally involved. So they don't just do their assigned tasks. So they also share their ideas. They try to solve the problem and help make decision. So this participation leads to a positive outcome. So for organization, the benefits include higher output, better quality of work, creativity, and more innovation. So in short, participation works again. In short, participation works by involving employees in organizational activities with benefits both employees and organization. There are two views of power and influence in an organization: the autocratic view and the participative view. So, in the autocratic view of power, so the power is considered as a fixed amount. So it comes from the organization's authority structure. So which means manager or leader have the power to make decisions. So employees are expected to follow instruction. So kay manager lang lagi yung power. So yung mga employee nasunod lang sila. For example, a manager decide the work schedule without asking employees for their opinion. So employees simply follow the manager's decision. Again, so for example, a manager decide the work schedule without asking employees for their opinion. So the employees simply follow the manager's decision. While in the participative view, power is considered as a variable amount. which means it can be shared. It came from both official and unofficial channels, so such as teamwork, communication, employees' ideas. So decisions are made through cooperation and group participation. So for example, so before introducing a new work policy, the manager asks employees for suggestions. So together, they choose the best solution. So making everyone feel involved in decision making. So for participation to be successful, we have several conditions or prerequisite must be present. So ang pinakang una ay adequate time to participate. So it means employees should have enough time to join discussion and share their ideas. Second ay potential benefit greater than the cost. So the benefit of participating should be greater than the time, efforts, or resources spent. Relevance to employees' interest. So employees are more willing to participate if the issue affects their work or responsibility. And number four is adequate employees' ability. So employers should have knowledge and skills needed to contribute to the discussion. And number five is mutual ability to communicate. So it means manager and employees should communicate openly and listen to each other's idea. So, next naman ay no feeling of threat or to either party. So, both manager and employees should feel safe expressing their opinions without fear of criticism or punishment. And lastly is restriction to the area of job problem. So, participation should only focus on issues related to the job work or responsibilities. So, wala na nung kung ano-ano. Basta nakafocus lang siya dun sa work and responsibilities. So, in summary, participation work best when employees have enough time, the right skill, open communication, a safe environment, and when discussion focus on work-related issues. So these conditions help employees contribute effectively to the organization. So let's now proceed to the contingency factors. So influence the success of participative programs. So ang pinakang una dyan ay emotional intelligence. After emotional intelligence, needs. And after that is responsibility. So the first contingency factor that influence the success of participative program is the leader's emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence is the ability of leader to understand and manage their own emotions. So while also understanding the feelings of others. So hindi lang yung sarili niya ang iniisip niya, pati din yung sa iba, yung feelings ng iba. So a leader with high emotional intelligence stay calm, listen carefully, and respond appropriately in different situations. So this leader uses empathy, compassion, optimism, humor, integrity, caring, and persuasion to build positive relationship with others or with employees. So when employees feel respected and understood, they are more willing to participate and share their ideas. So, for example, during a team meeting, an employee makes a mistake while presenting idea. So, halimbawa, nagkameron pati siya ng technical error. So, instead of getting angry, the manager calmly gives constructive feedback and encourage the employee to keep sharing their ideas. So, this build trust and motivates employees to participate more. The second contingency factor is differing employees' need for participation. So, Not all employees want the same level of participation. So, some employees like to be involved in decision making, while others prefer to simply follow instructions. So, employees who are more educated or hold higher level position often want greater participation. So, the success of participation depends on the level of participation matches what the employee wants. So, kung gaano ba nila gustong mag-participate dun sa ginagawang meeting or ginagawa ng company. So, participatively deprived are those employees who want to participate more, but they are not just given enough opportunity. So this is what we call under participation. So for example, an experienced employee has many good ideas but is never invited to meeting or ask for suggestion. So that is an example of under participation. While participatively saturated are those employees are always asked to first participate more than they want. So this is what we call over participation. So for example, an employee is required to attend many meetings and make decisions. So even though they are preferred to focus on their regular job. So that is what we call over participation. So manager should understand how much participation each employees want. So giving too little or too much participation can reduce the effectiveness of participative programs. The third contingency factor is the responsibility of employees and manager. So for participation to be successful, both employees and manager must understand the opportunity to participate also comes with responsibility. So both sides have important roles to make participation effective. So expectation for managers are the following. So be fully responsible for their actions and their consequence, operate within the relevant organizational practices or policies, be contributing team member, respect and seek to use the perspective of others, and be dependable and ethical in their empowered action. And lastly is to demonstrate responsible self-leadership. While the expectation for employees are the following. So identifying the issue to be addressed, specifying the level of involvement desire and providing relevant information and training, and lastly is allocating fair reward. So organization use different programs to encourage employee to participate and improving the workflow. So the first one is suggestion program. So a suggestion program encourage employees to submit ideas or suggestions to improve the organization operations, products, or service. So manager review these suggestions and may implement the best one. So the second one is quality circle. So ano nga ba pag quality circle? So it is a small group of employees who meet regularly to identify, discuss, and solve work-related problems. So they work together to improve the quality of the work and increase productivity. Next is teamwork or work team. So it means that employees work together to achieve a common goal. So they share responsibilities, exchange ideas, and support one another to complete the task effectively. And number four is employees involvement program. So employee involvement program allows employees to participate in planning, decision making, and improving workplace processes. So their ideas and opinions are considered when making decision. And lastly is open communication program. So it creates opportunities for employees to freely communicate with management through meeting, forums, or feedback sessions. So this allows employees to express their ideas, concerns, and suggestions while manager listen and respond. So those five are programs for participation. For participation to be successful, there are several important considerations that organizations should remember. So the first one is participation should be genuine. So employees should be given a real opportunity to share their ideas and their opinions should be taken seriously. Number two is participation requires trust. So there should be trust between employees and management so everyone feels comfortable sharing their opinions and ideas. Number three, communication should be open and honest. So both managers and employees should communicate clearly and honestly and also respectfully. Number four, employees should have necessary knowledge and skills. So it means that employees should have enough knowledge and training to participate effectively in the discussion and decision making. Number five is participation should match the situation, of course. So the level of participation should depend on the situation. So some decision need employee inputs while others require quick action from management. So it's always depend on the situation. And lastly is management should provide feedback. So the manager should inform employees about what happened to their suggestions and explain the decision made. So in summary, participation is most effective when it is genuine, based on trust, supported by open communication, much to the situation, and lastly, followed by feedback from management. So, in conclusion, uh, empowerment gives employee the confidence and authority to make decision and solve problem. And participation encourage employees to share ideas, contribute, and take responsibility. And successful participation requires trust, open communication, effective leadership, and employee readiness. Organization promote participation through different programs. So those are suggestion programs, quality circle, teamwork, employee involvement, and open communication. And empowerment and participation benefit not just the organization or the employee itself. It is a benefit both of them. So by improving motivation, teamwork, productivity, and decision making. And lastly, for overall empowerment and participation, create a positive, productive, and successful workplace. So that concludes my lesson for today. Thank you so much.